Hey everybody, it's Jim here, and today I'm going to be giving you my final review on the Cory Wong masterclass course. I have been taking it for over 4 months now, and I still revisit it on an almost daily basis because to me there's so much of value to learn, and I'm going to be giving you my overall general thoughts on it. Now, when I made my first impressions video of this course, one thing that I started on, and I really need to hammer home here is, there are prerequisites and they're there for good reason. This course is not made for beginners, in my opinion, period. The only people that are going to be able to get the most usage out of this, maybe if you're somebody that doesn't know a ton of theory, but you have a little bit of a backbone and it's not completely like foreign to you, you'll be able to kind of power your way through it. However, this caters really to somebody who has the fundamentals down when it comes to knowing the fretboard, knowing a little bit about theory, understanding the circle of fifths, and all of those really rudimentary kind of details that often in this day and age seem to go overlooked in the guitar community. And building off of that, Cory makes it no secret throughout this entire course the importance of other fundamentals such as stretching. My guitar playing has gotten a lot better, not just because of the course, but because I properly stretch every single time before I play now. And when you're watching these lessons, it doesn't matter which workshop you're on. He stops you. He says, look, we're gonna stretch for a few minutes here. Do not skip this part. Don't be that person. And he goes through stories which I can relate to when you're playing a lot of gigs back to back to back. If you don't stretch by the end of it, your hands are going to start fatiguing. It's not going to feel great. And this is just a good way to keep yourself in top form so you can play to the best of your ability on a more consistent basis. And at the end of every lesson, same thing. Just like if you're doing a real workout for your body, practicing for a sport or something like that, you cool down by doing the same thing. You stretch. Now, as far as the actual content of the course goes, there are a few things that I would like to focus on more than others. Some people might click on it just to see the little section that he kind of shows you some of his parlor tricks, even though they're not parlor tricks, they're kind of advanced techniques, but they're ways that he uses to incorporate his signature kind of sounds. It's cool, but I mean, that's not the biggest takeaway from me. One thing that I found to be incredibly valuable and something that I think a lot of people would find is his take on ear training. Now, when you're talking about training your ears for identifying different notes, I've heard it all. You know, you can listen back to things and basically just a repetition of hearing things and picking them out from a piano and things like that. I'm not going to spoil how he does it, but the way he does it is so unique that it really made me, somebody who has a really solid foundation in theory, just think back like, why didn't I think of this? This would be such an easy way to communicate with somebody who wants to learn about music and music theory, a really pragmatic and intuitive way to go about doing it. Also inside of this course, there are 3 workshops that are quite long, ranging from an hour to a little bit over an hour per session. Now, these are great because there are kind of checkpoints in between each of them. First, you kind of get an idea of what you're going to talk about. You play a little bit, you stretch, then you dive into whatever that specific workshop's kind of meat and potatoes are. You take 5 minutes to actually go through it. And if you do that, you keep progressing. And by the end of the 3rd workshop, all I could keep thinking to myself was, this wasn't a one and done thing. Even though these are an hour long per workshop, I revisit them a lot. I enjoy them and I find a lot of value in them because they're ways of incorporating both the kind of technical facilities that you're going to be needing as far as, getting your fingers to work in unison with your right hand, but also intuitive ways to get you to use this kind of theory that you've been learning and these arpeggios and finding out where all these different things are along the neck in creative ways. And at the end of each lesson, it does leave you a little bit of a spot to incorporate and it's a free form. You have fun. Obviously, Cory doesn't give you feedback because it's not a live lesson, but there's times where I've come up with little Easter eggs just based on the previous lesson's kind of data, and I've had a lot of fun doing it in that sense as well. Now, the biggest takeaway that I have from this course, and the final thing I'm going to kind of leave you with, this course teaches you how to be a musician in many ways. he stresses how important it is to take your craft seriously, to really understand music so that you can not just guess, because we can all hit a chord in a jam and be able to say, oh, that was really cool. Understanding why that was cool. Being able to implement all of this theory and implement all these techniques into your own writing to make something really amazing. This course does not teach you cover songs. This course does not kind of go through a really standardized procedure like that, like so many of the other courses do. And if that's what you're looking for, that's cool. This is made for somebody who really wants to be a professional. There are things that go over, really preparing for gigs, preparing for recording studios, composing with other people, not being the best player in the room, and how that's a great thing for you as a musician and a guitar player, and a great way to grow, because I couldn't agree with him more. One of the things that has stunted my growth as a musician is not being around people that are a whole lot better than me enough when it comes to being in a band scenario, and a lot of that's my own fault and the fault of luck and fate as it would be when people are available. But I mean, what he says really hits home. The better people that you surround yourself with, the better that your writing is going to be, the better you're going to be as both a composer, a player, and just having your own kind of style meshed in to create your sound. And speaking of working with other musicians, one thing that this course goes over in detail is knowing what to play and when to play it. Not just a matter of theory, but also a matter of how many strings do you really need to be hitting, how many strums, how many silent notes, how many ghost notes do you need to be playing? Do you want to be chucking all the time? Do you want bubble all the time? No, you don't want that. It's like you're running 1,000 miles an hour, and the way that he breaks all this down is really invaluable, and it will make you look at your compositions in maybe a different way, and you can really enhance them with just taking little things like this to heart and applying it to your own songs. But before I give this course its final score, you also get access to all of the Zoom live sessions that were pre-recorded. I was in the second Zoom call, so if you ever want to know the question that I asked Cory Wong, that has absolutely nothing to do with guitar and garnered a hilarious look from me to him like, are you seriously asking me that right now? Out of everything in the whole world, this is what you're going to pick? Yeah, I did. You'll be able to find out by watching the second Zoom call. But overall here, if I give this from 1 to 10, this is a 10 if you have your stuff together and if you're very serious about going to the next level with your playing. If you're a beginner, this is not the course for you. I can't stress that enough. Even if you're somebody that's a more advanced player, there is enough in here in terms of the discipline, in terms of how to approach music, how to approach writing. It's just, this is a gold mine, and it's something that I really am happy that I signed up for, because unlike the music is win thing, I felt like I got a lot from that, but I never really felt compelled enough to keep revisiting it. The Cory Wong one, I keep finding myself right back at it, and maybe it's because I think Cory is very relatable as a teacher, just to me, and I really personally, I love his music. I mean, it is what it is. It's the only reason I bought it to begin with. I figured it'd be interesting, and it's a good way to support one of my favorite guitar players, but it ended up being a lot more than that, and I don't know what this thing goes for right now, but I do know if you buy it from Sweetwater, it's included if you purchase the Jackson Audio Optimist, which is the Cory Wong pedal, and I already raved about that. So yeah, I think Cory should be giving me a commission at some point for this, or at least a shout out, more than just a like for my videos on Instagram. Thank you very much. But in all seriousness, can't recommend this course enough. I really enjoy it, but just make sure you go into it prepared, because you're gonna wish you did if you didn't. That's all I have for you guys today. Comment if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have taken this course, or if you are thinking about taking this course. Maybe if this helped push you over the edge. Again, I got no stake in this game. I don't have any kind of affiliate link. I don't get a payoff, but this is high quality. This is really good stuff from a great guy, in my humble opinion. So leave a like, comment, subscribe. I will see you tomorrow for a different guitar related video. Take it easy, everybody.